It's been talked about for the best part of a year now that Microsoft are going to be bringing some kind of streaming stick or streaming box for Microsoft xCloud, basically their cloud gaming service. Now, fortunately for us and unfortunately for us, Microsoft has well and truly officially confirmed that this is something that they're working on. But the downside is that they also talked about the fact that they are going to be pivoting their focus to something slightly different to what they've already been working on. So in a nutshell, what was it we were expecting? And all the rumors were pointing to like a little streaming stick that you could stick in the back of your TV to stream Microsoft xCloud, which is basically going to give you the ability to play all of the Xbox titles that you get through the xCloud service on a big screen TV. Now currently you can use Microsoft xCloud on things like a tablet, a mobile phone, on your PC as well, but it's not really an easy way to get it onto your TV. Apart from obviously an Xbox, which is kind of the go-to thing, but if you don't have a console and you're all in on the cloud gaming services or your PC gaming, it would be really nice to have to be able to hook it up to your TV. Now, Microsoft recently announced that they are working on this and it's called their Keystone project. However, they are now pivoting their focus and taking everything that they've learned from this project that they've been currently working on and evolving from that. Now, what that means is anybody's guess, but it does mean that we're going to have to wait a little bit longer before we actually see this come to fruition. Now, what could potentially be the holdup? Now, we don't know anything for certain, and this is literally me plucking things in my experience from the air and letting you know why I think it's been delayed. And the big reason, in my opinion anyway, is that if you've used Microsoft Cloud Gaming, you know that it's a really good service. It offers a hell of a lot of value in terms of the games you can play on mobile phone and on a tablet, and even on a PC, it looks pretty good. However, once you start to blow it up to that bigger screen, a lot of people always come back to us in the comments and tell us that actually it looks quite pixelated, doesn't look fantastic, it doesn't look anywhere near as good as playing on a native console. And that's something in our experience we have seen as well. Now, personally, I think that Microsoft are still really working on improving that quality before they roll it out to a big screen TV. On a mobile phone and on a tablet, you can kind of get away with those lower resolutions or having some of that pixelation and stuff like that. And by rolling it out too soon, it really kind of becomes a bit of an Achilles heel for them. When people start to see that on the big screen TV, they're obviously going to start comparing it to console straight away, the native thing running it on their TV, and it's just not going to look as good. By at least pushing it out and delaying it a little bit, it gives Microsoft some time to really build out their infrastructure, improve that streaming quality, and make it look at least close to being as good as a console. Obviously, like I said, this is me just plucking it out of the air, but from my experience of using xCloud and Game Pass, this seems like the obvious reason why it's being delayed. I suppose another thing as well is that it's still relatively difficult to get hold of hardware at the moment. Whether or not that's a console or whether or not that's a PC, it's still not that easy. And ultimately, Microsoft probably don't want to put out something that's going to be relatively affordable and the low-end budget versus something like the consoles when there's still such a huge demand for it. It's a bit of a catch-22 because they could put it out there and that would get people into cloud gaming and really trying it out because they can't get their hands on those consoles, but also they don't want to be destroying their profit. So it, like I say, it's a tricky one for them. As always, we'd be really interested to see what happens next. They were pretty vocal about the fact that this isn't going away. It's not something that they've shelved or cancelled. They're taking the learns from what they've been working on so far and they're evolving that into something that looks a little bit different for them. Now, what that looks like is anybody's guess. Whether or not they're going to bring out a more budget console that will come out in the future, and that will then incorporate everything, I suppose, like the Nvidia Shield TV. That'd be really interesting to see. Or are they still going to be sticking with that streaming stick that they were working on? They're just going to do something different with it. I guess only time will tell. They'd also announced that they were working with TV partners to get the Microsoft Cloud Gaming app built into TVs, but we've not seen that yet come to fruition either. So maybe the whole thing's just been delayed. Maybe they're just looking at building out an app. It's just a lot of maybes. However, it is really nice to know that they are officially working on this. It is something that is coming in the future, and that can only mean good things for cloud gaming. So let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. Are you excited about this? Would you pick up something like a streaming stick, or would you prefer them to have something like an Nvidia Shield TV that can handle some low-end games, I guess, at a lower resolution? Maybe they bring out a 1080p console that is also capable of streaming things at 4K instead. Be really interested to see what they do come up with, but like I said, only time will tell. Let us know in the comments below what you're expecting, and let us know what you hope to see. Do you want a streaming stick that's a really low-end budget, or something that's kind of in between like the normal Xbox consoles and a streaming stick? Like I said, a 1080p console. So hope you enjoyed that video. If you have, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you soon. Bye.